Alright, Castlevania Harmony of Despair. I love this game.
You too shall be my puppets.
I always found it weird how he talked. He didn't talk in the original game. Did he? Hey guys, I'm gonna take a second to step away from the memes and make a part 2 to What Are They Saying? Now, years ago when I had that injury I talked about, if you watched my What Happened to Joe video, you'll know all about it. I played a lot of Castlevania Harmony of Despair. Now, I love Castlevania games, played a bunch, beaten a lot of them, a ridiculous amount of times, but, yeah, while I was playing Despair, let's go back to that, I found something a little weird. I played it in English at the time, I didn't know Japanese. I played it, and I was like, the Puppet Master, when you go against the Puppet Master, he talks. Very clearly, too, very clearly. So I found it really weird, because I played Dawn of Sorrow quite a few times. When I would play Dawn of Sorrow, I would get to the Puppet Master and say, alright, this is some monster, he just grumbles. But actually, I watched the speed run, and he, even in the English version, he talks. English versions, as you know, like to cut out a bunch of the Japanese voices. So this is like the one boss in the original English game that doesn't. I know Zepharu, the time-stopping one that's clearly based off of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, actually does still have a few of his lines. But yeah, for now, we're just gonna focus on the Puppet Master. Okay, pause. お前も人形になるのだ。お前も人形になるのだ。お前 is a sort of rude way of saying you. Mo is also, and so お前も becomes you also. Ningyo is puppet. Ni is a bunch of things. It's a particle, but in this case, ni naru makes it so you're becoming the noun before ni naru. When you have ni and naru together, it means you're becoming the noun before it. So ningyo ni naru means to become a puppet. So ningyo ni naru, omae mo ningyo ni naru, you will also become a puppet. Noda. Jumping in, I think it'll be easier if I explain noda as emphasis. It's like des and da, but a lot of emphasis, so you're really expressing that this is gonna happen. And pause. Okay, so this is about the same thing. Yeah, this is about the same thing. But I did just add the yo because I didn't hear it initially, but he does in fact say it. Omae mo ningyo ni naru unmei nano da yo. Like, it's faint, but it is there if you listen very closely. Okay, but anyway, omae, you, mo, and remember omae isn't the kindest way to say you in Japanese. Just want to stress that. But yes, omae, mo is also to. Omae mo ningyo ni naru. You will also become a puppet. Now, when you have a noun after a verb, just like naru and unmei there, it kind of conjoins them. It makes them together. You don't need any sort of particle. It's already together. So omae mo, still its own thing. You also. Ningyo ni naru. Become a puppet. Unmei. So unmei after naru makes it, unmei is fate, destiny. So unmei ni naru unmei. Naru and unmei are just together now because it's after that verb. Naru, unmei. Ningyo ni naru unmei means the fate to becoming a puppet. So your fate is to become a puppet. That's all one thing now. Your fate is to become a puppet. お前も人形になる運命なのだよ. Nanoda is the same thing, pretty much the same thing as noda. So I also want to say no after verbs can be the same as koto, make it a noun. So the act of something, the act of becoming a puppet. 前も人形になるの, the act of becoming a puppet. So nanodayo is about the same thing. Nanoda is about the same thing as noda. It's just really emphasizing that you will become a puppet. And then yo is even more emphasis at the end of the sentence. Yo is put after a lot of sentences like this. After da, it's, or des even, desyo, dayo, it's just emphasis. So altogether, omae mo ningyo ni naru unmei nano dayo is, it's your destiny, or it is your fate that you will also become a puppet. Don't worry, I'm here. Now, この人形をここに入れると、この人形 is this puppet, this doll. So, why is it connected? Now, in English, this something, it just connects. This is always this. In Japanese, there is kono, there's kore. Now, you can't use kore ningyo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't it just be this doll anyway, since it's this before the doll? No. Now, if you put kore ningyo, kore would be like, this is putting the doll into. Sorry, alarm went off again for the 100th time. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, if I put this doll into here, and then boom, you get closed in, right? So, but that's all it is. If I put this doll into here. Anyway, back to the kore kono thing. Yeah, if I put kore, it would be this, put the doll into. It wouldn't be connecting this to the ningyo, to the doll, right? So kono ningyo connects them. So it's this ningyo, this puppet, right? So if I put this puppet into here, and then you get closed in, and that's that. So kono is this thing. So kono ningyo, this puppet. O is an object marking particle. It goes after what you're doing something to, right? So he's putting the doll into the whatever that thing is. Sorry, I don't know what that thing is. But anyway, he's putting it into that thing, right? So, and then Coco is here. Coco is like here, this place. So in this case, it's, if I put it in here, right? So kono ningyo o koku ni, and then ni is to a place. So to the thing, right? To that death trap. And ireru is to put into. So you're putting this doll into there, or into here, right? Into here. And then to at the end of a verb, it is if. So ireru to, if I put it in. Ireru to, if I put this puppet into here. Right? Okay. So yeah, that's that. Alright, okay, so to review. First, omae mo ningyo ni naru no da. Now, it would literally be, you also puppet become, and that's it. But it actually is, you will also become a puppet. And then we had omae mo ningyo ni naru unmei nano da yo, which is literally, you also puppet become fate. Yeah, nano da yo. Right? So, And Nanoda and Noda, if you remember, are kind of, it's like this is gonna happen. Like really emphasizing it. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna become a doll. It's like da this, da is a short way of saying this. They are to be, translated as to be, and it's like that but stronger. It's emphasizing it a lot. Like, this is definitely gonna happen. Now, and then yo is also emphasis. So yes, お前も人形になる運命なのだよ. It is your fate to also become a puppet. Because remember, naru connects to unmei and makes it the fate to become. And finally, we have この人形をここに入れると. Now, this is literally this doll, object marking particle O, this doll here at put into if, right? It's kind of nonsense, but as it usually is, because the sentence structure is different. It's subject, object, verb. First you have the subject, then you have the object, and then you have the verb. So right now it kind of emits the subject. It's emitting that it's him doing it because it's obvious. We see he's doing it. He's the one doing it. So it kind of just jumps straight to the object. Kono ningyo, the puppet is the object. If we put it in here, put ireru, and that's how that works. So yeah, it's if we put this in here, if we put this puppet in here, all right. That's all I'll go over for now. I'm trying to make my videos a little shorter. A lot of them are very long, but yeah, if there has any questions or anything, please ask. I have, these can be explained, in more depth and stuff, but yeah, if you have any questions or have any other character or anything in the world you want to know what they're saying, just ask in the comments and I'll see what I can do. So I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.